Agricultural chemicals are granular products that have been manufactured in the Rollo-Mixer for many years. And the reason why our customers use the Continental Rollo-Mixer is because they're taking carriers in cases like corn cob, where they make this preen material, which I'm sure some of you have used in your garden. And what they're doing is they're taking this inert product, this corn cob, and they're putting in 98.5% cob into the Rollo-Mixer and then spraying on 1.5% of the active herbicide in this case. And in the world of agricultural chemicals, there's rodenticides, herbicides, insecticides, biocides, such a variety of sides that I've got some samples with me here today, like before and after, for instance, of this winter wheat, and they're spraying on a 2% AI, or active ingredient, with a green dye to create this rodenticide and make these baits for the different rodents. And back, I remember on one of the very first applications I worked on in 1980, we installed a Rollo-Mixer to actually make this algicide product. And they had been making this material in a ribbon mixer, and the ribbon mixer was very aggressive, and it would break down these clay carriers and create a lot of fines and dust. So when the application was put out and they would go out and apply it to a algae-infested pond or a pool, half of the stuff would just blow away in the wind and the other half would just kind of sit on top because the product had lost its density, because the ribbon mixer had broken it down so much. So the Rollo-Mixer is used in this algicide application where they're spraying on 41% of an active liquid onto the carrier. And so the carrier and the clay in this case is very absorbent, and we're impregnating the clay with this active ingredient and then making it so that the finished product is very effective, so that the granulars fall to the bottom of the algae-infested pond and then eliminate the algae. And as I was saying, there are so many different carriers that people use in agricultural chemicals. Limestone, where they're spraying on a Divron or a Bromacil, and they have to have exactly that exact amount of AI applied uniformly. Mosquito growth retardant is a material that is manufactured. It's a biological insecticide that's manufactured where you're coating sand with different materials and then sealing them with an epoxy. And we have customers who will do dry blending of granular materials, actually extruded herbicide products that are then diluted with clays and other additives to make a certain potency that they're looking for in their finished product. Some customers will use Biodac as a carrier. It's a material that's made from waste paper in Wisconsin, and Biodac is an excellent carrier. And there's also one of my favorite applications is this material that's used for manufacturing fire ant bait. And as you may or may not know, there's 22 states in the United States that have fire ant problems. And the leading manufacturer of fire ant bait uses 4 Continental Rollo-Mixers in their manufacturing plant. And the reason why is because they have to put such a small amount of AI onto a carrier. And in this case, this carrier is what is referred to as an eco-gran, an eco-granular material that's custom made for this purpose. And when I was down on application, we had made 4 batches on startup, and I came back the next day and I asked the gal up in the lab, and I said, you know, how did the test results turn out? And we were looking for an assay of 50 parts per million, which is a very small amount of liquid that has to be covered amongst all that tremendous amount of surface area. And so I asked her how the results were, and she said, oh, they're pretty good. And I said, well, what's pretty good? And she goes, well, the first batch we got back was 48 ppm, the second one was 49, and the last 2 were 51. And I thought, that's really good. And that's what the Rollo-Mixer is all about. The ability to take a very small amount of an expensive active ingredient and apply it onto all the surface area. And in this case, we were able to do that consistently batch after batch so that the customer makes that quality finished product that they sell to their customers.